Hello and welcome to my world of crochet. My name is Dina and today I'm here with you for another yarn talk video. And as you know, we cannot talk yarn without my faithful mug of tea, which today here is a loose tea blend named Long Island. And I should remember on top of my mind what it contains, but I actually don't. But I do know it's a black blended herbal tea. And the herbs should be supporting immune systems, which seems to be a really good thing these days, because not only have I recently been sick, like a lot of people in my surroundings has been sick, but even some of you guys who's following me on YouTube and are a part of my community, I know have been sick and down with either the cold or the flu or the like. So I think it's very important that we take a bit good care of ourselves. But yeah, enough about tea. Let's talk about projects. And I must admit, compared to what I normally reach in a week, when I'm looking at my projects, I don't have the feeling that I've reached insanely much. Of course, that has its own reasons. There has been quite some things to do, also work-wise. But I have progressed on some things, so I'm content enough with that. The first project I've progressed on, of course, is the baby blanket, which is still this eternal project. Like, at least that's how it feels like. I am not completely finished with the second round of baby pink shells. There will come a third round here on top. Once that third round has been added, I am likely just gonna add 2 more rounds of white to kind of like border that in. And then that blanket is going to be complete. Of course, the challenge with a blanket like this, where you work in the round and keep increasing, is that the rounds take increasingly longer to complete. Logic, actually. This is how much I have left of the second skein of, not the first skein of the pinks. I don't know if I will actually have enough, but I do have a second pink skein at my yarn stash, so I do have enough yarn for that purpose. And I also have another full skein and some of the white, so I have more than enough to finish my blanket, which I'm really happy about. So far the blanket is getting pretty wide. You can like barely see it when I hold it up, but it is really nice with these shells that's popping out now. And of course, once I'm done, I will need to block it, because it's a little bit like, you know, it goes a little bit like this, because the center is a little bit dense. But when I like stretch it, I can see that it keeps shape, not so a big problem. So it's just a question that it needs a little bit of nice blocking once it's complete. And I will keep working on it, and definitely I should be done within the next couple of weeks, maybe, if I'm lucky. It kind of depends, because of course I am working on other projects, as you know, such as the tutorial for the Leafy Shawl. And I had this goal for that tutorial to have it finished before Christmas, or for Christmas, or around Christmas, which is still my goal, though Christmas yarn talks and New Year's yarn talks, they fall on Christmas Day and New Year's Day. So I will probably not do those. So might be that I try to aim to have that tutorial done for still that time and have it posted by like New Year's Day or something like that. That still gives those of you who really would like to do the tutorial plenty of time to get the right yarn. I have progressed on it. Not like an awful lot, but what I did spend a lot of time on this week was to make sure that the script and description of what I'm missing to record before I can just crank out the rounds. I've made sure that that it's all full scripted out, basically. So this is a little bit addition, not much. So please don't laugh. And there is hope. What I've done is, because right now from here on, I need to record the 3 rows of repeat, which will be the repeating pattern that you have to repeat until the last 2 rounds, I believe, 2 or 3 rounds. I need to check my notes for that. So that's gonna be like lots of rounds. So once I've recorded the repeating rounds, it's just a question for me to crank out rounds, basically just crank out rounds. And that's, you know, that's gonna be what time-wise takes the longest, even though recording these also takes quite some time. Please don't underestimate the amount of time it takes to record a tutorial. And here's the cake that I'm using, which is a hobby cake. It's a hobby twister cake. I am working from the outside towards the inside. You could of course do whatever you want. It just depends on how you want the colors to flow, because you work from the top to the bottom on this shawl, or the center out. And so this is a hobby twister. It's Scent Garden, which is a colorway, which I do believe is colorway 52. Yeah, colorway 52. 55% cotton, 45% acrylic, 250 grams to 1,000 meters of yarn. And it's a wonderful soft cake to work with. And I am really believing firmly that this is going to be a fall-minded leafy shawl. And it's progressing pretty well. So I have everything mapped out for that. And with a bit of luck, I should reach it this week if I can get it done in not too many takes. Because often you can do it and think, oh, that was perfect. And then you rewatch the footage and you're like, it's not visible, or I didn't keep it in camera, or right. So sometimes I can retake a section maybe 5 times. So it just takes time. So I don't know if anybody have any idea of that, but recording tutorials is something that requires some patience, and it just costs quite some time. Though I am happy to do it because I know, like, for instance, I made a project last year where I ended up resorting to some tutorials on YouTube, and had I not seen those, I would never have finished the project. So, you know, sometimes written patterns and diagrams and so on doesn't elaborate it well enough. In fact, I have a project right now which I'm working on where you might have heard about the Oasis Cardigan from Drops Design, where I wish there were a YouTube tutorial to explain the section where I am right now. I'm kind of stuck. I haven't completely decided what I'm doing with it yet. Well, I'm not giving up. It's just been postponed basically because I decided there are other things that's a little bit more important right now. I might just ending up postponing it until Christmas and then bring the project with me home for Christmas and have a talk with my mom about it to see what she thinks. Could be easier. That's at least what I am thinking right now, because I don't actually have this yarn group of people here in the Netherlands where I could ask some good people in my community. And if I had, I just don't have the extra time. I would have to work less basically to squeeze in stuff like that, because I do a lot of things outside of the crocheting and outside of my work. I do have a lot of things that I do attend to. But enough about that. I'm also working on a Lovey, and it's basically this lovely little bear, and it's like a fully made own Lovey. So instead of buying a toy or plushie toy, I made everything myself. It's not finished because I need to sew the pieces together, but once it's sewn together, I'm finished. So what you have is I still have the bear heads, which you can't really see. I have let's see, now I have lots of long things, but I do have the ears, which like you would kind of like foldish a bit together, and you would sew on ears to get your teddy bear face. And of course I have the arms, so you have those here underneath. And all this, once that's sewn together, you sew that on this Lovey blanket thingy. So like this, you have a Lovey fully made of this wonderful chenille yarn, which is, or it's a velvet yarn, they claim, which is by GoHandmade. And it's a GoHandmade Boheme Velvet Fine. The colorway I used for this is the one they call Raspberry. And they say here also it's a delicious soft top quality yarn. And it's 100% polyester. Can be this one. This is what I have left of the 50 gram skein. This skein was this 50 grams and 190 meters. I don't know how much I have left here, maybe 20 grams. They would call for a 2.5 to 3.5 millimeter knitting needles, or needles generally. I used a 3 millimeter for crocheting the head piece, like the real bare pieces. I used 3.5 for this. As you can see, it is a hexagon, right? So it has 6 sides. So it's a nice little hexagon. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Lay flat to dry, don't double dry, etc. So that's the yarn. I just need to find a moment where I'm gonna sit down and sew it together. I kind of hope I might have time this week to do that. I don't know yet. But yeah, so that's one of the things that I've been working on this past week. I've added like some more rounds of the baby blanket. Then I spent time recording a little bit more for the shawl, the Leafy Shawl, and I spent a lot of time preparing. Then we started talking about that I had to make 2 unicorns amigurumis for Christmas, and I've started. And in fact, I thought I was going to use the confetti unicorn pattern from Hobby for these, and I've decided against it. I was looking at the pattern, I was being like, well, while it's cute, I'm sure I can find something that's cuter or better. So that's basically what I did. I spent quite some time researching unicorn patterns and finding the right pattern. Yeah, I basically changed my mind with the pattern that I'm using. So I've started on a new pattern, and let me see, I do remember, I wrote it down. So this pattern I'm doing right now is named Curly Sue, and it's a design by, I do believe, possibly a Russian, white Russian, well, the name almost sounds Russian. It's by Alena Titova. I bought the pattern on something called Daily Dolls, which is, well, I found first her pattern on Ravelry, but it couldn't be purchased there, and then I found it another place, which ended up being cheaper, so I do not complain. And the yarn I'm using for this unicorn is, of course, the Honey Bunny from Hobby, and I did end up deciding making it in white, so the whole body will be white. And then the mane and tail will be in the colors of the favorite colors of my cousin's daughters. So my, I don't know, grandnieces, maybe. This is absolutely wonderful to work with, and I'm already so snuggly happy here. So Honey Bunny from Hobby, and the fun thing is, after I removed the label here, it kind of poof. I think that's, you know, that happens with these chenille yarns. It's very, very nice and soft. So I have started, and it's not much yet because you don't really know what this is yet, except that I say it's a part of the unicorn. It's actually a part of the body, and this is not the belly, this is actually the back. So you keep working, and then eventually it gets some body shape to it, and then you make 4 holes for the legs, which you don't need to sew on. You basically crochet them on. So it's a reasonably, it's not a no sew pattern, but it is a low sew pattern. And when I'm done with this, this will be a unicorn that will be able to stand on its 4 legs. It will have a lovely head with some lovely eyes. And you will even have like a little mouth and nostrils and everything. Of course, mane and tail and a horn. And I'm really looking forward for it. So the whole main body color is going to be this white. I have plenty of skeins of white, which I got with my hobby yarn haul. And then this pattern actually calls for 2 colors for the body, because they do different colors hooves, which is something I really like, because that really makes it be more of a realistic thing, right? Like, you know, animals do have feet, and why would the feet be 100% white? So I needed to have something for the hooves, and normally hooves are kind of grayish or blackish, so I thought gray is perfect. And of course I had the perfect gray laying in my stash, because I did buy a baby chenille from Ice Yarns, and that yarn has the exact same specs. Of course, it does not mean the yarn is 100% the same or identical. That said, the honey bunny here, it is made in Turkey, just like the Ice Yarns, so it could be it's the same yarn. I don't really know. It feels similar. But most chenille yarns do feel somewhat similar. This is the gray I will be using for the feet. And of course, this looks more dense right now because it's all wound out. It still has the label on, and I can tell you there is less air in it. But if let's see if I can do that maybe. If I hold up the 2 different strands. So the white is the honey bunny and the gray is the baby chenille. Like if I feel them and compare them, they are very, very similar. And it has the exact same specs. This is 100 meters, 100 grams, so 3.5 ounces to 100 meters. I do believe I might actually have it in yards, because I do have the label here from the honey bunny. It says here 100 grams to 3.5 ounces gives 100 meters, which is 131 yards. And those specs are the exact same as well, and they're both this chenille type. So I'm actually just going to take the gamble and use this one and see if that's going to work. And if it's not, then I guess I'll have to buy some from hobby. But I think they can easily be combined. At least I'm optimistic for it. And then mane and tail and horn will be made in cotton. So that's pretty much wrapping it up. So that's what I'm working on right now, right? Like I'm working on this body. It has then, so the body, and then it makes the 4 rooms for the legs. You still keep finishing the belly, and afterwards you add on those legs. And then you make a head and a neck in one, and that you will have to sew onto the body. So it's a really, really low sew pattern. So I really enjoy that part, because I almost have the feeling that, you know, with the Lovey here, I need to do more sewing. Might not be the case, because of course I still need to sew mane and tail on as well. But I think it's fair to say most of us, yeah, we don't really like sewing things together if we don't have to. It's the same like when I'm wearing wearables, I prefer making something where I don't have to sew a lot of things together. Let me know, do you like sewing things together from crochet, or do you just prefer being able to crochet it in one piece? Like, I'd like to know, comments down below. That's pretty much around for this yarn talk video. It was a little bit of a short one, but I think it covered pretty much what's been going on since the last week and what's currently going on onwards. I will of course share more with you as we come and as we go. This week I will be busy getting those parts recorded for the tutorial, and therefore I don't know how much I reach crochet wise for next yarn talk video, but honestly we shall see. I just want to make sure that I am at a place where I can get up to the cranking out the rounds for the tutorials, and once that's done, you know, that's going to go a lot faster. And of course I need to have my Christmas presents ready and stuff like that. So, you know, as always, I have a few projects I'm working on. So yeah, thank you for tuning in for this yarn talk video, and let's not forget to hit that subscribe button and like the video. That does support me. And of course, I am going to tell you that on Thursday I am going to draw the winner of my giveaway video, where I do have some yarns in it, and I am giving away a Stanley Muffin tweed and some more tweed inspired yarns. And on Friday I am back, of course, with a new yarn haul video, and that yarn haul video will be my second official yarn haul from Wolle1000, which is a German web store, and they do sell some absolutely gorgeous yarns. It's a mixed yarn haul containing both some cakes and some chenille yarns, and also some papatia and grow yarns. I'm looking forward to show those yarn hauls to you. I can tell you it was an absolutely blast to unwrap them. So yeah, until I see you again, take care and happy crafting. Bye.